You did the
Welcome.
thing. Well, I normally do the welcome, and you went.
How to screw with them?
Yeah. You want to do it?
No, you do the welcome.
I think you're
Radio man.
overmodulated, probably overmodulated. You want to see our new mics?
This is some
Impressive.
high level tech here. We actually had we have multiple mics, and these only ones are working right now.
Yeah, they are. Well, it's Are You Not Entertained podcast, episode 3. I did read something that you got to catch for people in the first 20 seconds. I think we've already lost them.
Episode 3. keep watching, please.
We're going to discuss the movie Venom that we both saw, and then Menendez Brothers update, which is like a major update, which we predicted something that looks like it's going to happen. They might be freed from prison. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Exciting times.
And then we'll see what happens after that. Brianna Chickenfry Zach Bryan. There's been some controversy with the breakup there,
of course,
and so we'll get into that.
Jared's nudes are going to be included at the end, so yes. Stay tuned. If you watch all the way to the very end, you'll see nudes. His spread he did for Playgirl. It's tasteful. It's. I
forgot Playgirl was a thing.
Really?
Yeah. Would you do that for money?
Playgirl?
Yeah.
What would I have to do? Like write an article?
No, Playgirl? Be naked.
I would absolutely be naked in Playgirl.
Well, that's what people.
I don't know, Jared. You tell me. How many Playgirls do you have?
Well, you just mentioned Playgirl. I forgot that was even a thing.
Do you know what Playboy is?
Day, huh?
Do you know what Playboy is? Yeah. Playgirl. Would I do it? I'd say no.
$100,000 for 1 day of shooting.
$100,000
for 1 day.
Add a couple zeros and we can talk.
Okay.
No.
They don't have a big market for it. I mean,
maybe not for you, but for me,
yeah.
They wouldn't be that many marks.
There was a guy, I'm not going to call him out, on our Facebook page. We posted, we're at Venom last night. And I know he's, I don't want to say too much, but he's gay. He's openly gay. And he saw a picture of you and he's like, ooh, he's like, oh my.
Dude.
And he did like lovey eyes. And I go, thank you so much. Like he was talking to me, but he was.
No, I mean, the gays are friendly towards me.
Yeah,
we get along great. They're very, very welcoming and
friendly. Have you ever been on a gay website?
Just when I had to get your contact information.
I have been on a gay website before.
Oh, have you?
I didn't know it. It was like a bears. It's like some bears.
That would so be you.
Yeah, I was a bear. I guess it's
a hungry bear.
It's a gay thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, stop. Okay. I have a funny story. This is a true story. Okay. I swear this is verifiably true. So one day in college, me and my brother were like, let's play a prank on my dad. He left his laptop open.
Oh, no.
So what we did was we went on to Craigslist and we created an ad for a man seeking a man. And we titled it Hungry Bear Looking for Some Action. We typed up all this information about what he's looking for. And then in the article, send pics to verify what you're working with. Put my dad's cell phone number down. Okay, my dad's at work. He comes home and he's like, the weirdest shit is happening. Like, what's going on? He's like, I'm getting all these dick pics. I have no idea why. He's getting like 7 or 8 within about 3 hours.
Oh, I'm sure.
And this was in the local area. And me and my brother on the floor pissing ourselves. We could not believe it worked that well. So yeah, it's the best prank we've ever done. Try it at home, kids.
That's a great prank.
It's great. And we just thought of it randomly one day. I was like, this is awesome.
When did you own up to it?
Oh, that day. We could not contain our laughter. No, it was outrageous. Because he's very straight-laced too. He doesn't
I've met him. I mean, I don't know him. But
yeah. No, he doesn't get that sense of humor sometimes, but man, we'll push the limit on him.
And I'm surprised he even brought it up.
Oh, he couldn't help it.
Yeah,
he was so disgruntled. Why am I getting all these dick pics on my phone when I'm trying to work, selling insurance, and he's getting dick pics?
That's amazing. And my story's not that good, except for I did this video contest with this guy that used to be on our radio show years ago, and it was a viral video contest, and whoever won, they were going to send us to Spain and Morocco, and you're going to be like flying in planes to do some jetpack thing. Some guy was going to jump out of a plane doing a jetpack. It's supposed to be like a transcontinental jetpack flying between 2 continents.
Yeah.
His name's Yves Rossi. He's like a Swiss pilot. He's actually like flown over the Grand Canyon with his jetpack on.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. But so we did this thing, and we did like a parody song, and then we just did this just ridiculous thing. But of course, and I thought it'd be funny for me to have my shirt off for no reason. Like I'm laying on.
No, that's pretty funny.
I hope I can find it. But and this is like, it wasn't even HD. It didn't look great at all. This is like 12, 13, 14 years ago. And we won the contest. We won like $30,000 and went to Spain and Morocco. But somebody was like, I must have been a gay listener of our show, sent me stills of me on this gay website. without my shirt on, and it was like furry bear. And like,
No
and
way!
Like people like rated or commented on it, and I was.
Were you getting some good comments?
Yeah. I mean, if you into that,
flattering, right?
Yeah, I would take it.
I'm telling you, they're a very welcoming, open community, and they really are. They do not judge, and if they do, it's like very harsh.
Right. I had hair then too, but it was I have a hairy chest.
So this is like 30 years ago.
Right, it was a long time ago. But and I still to this day, I'm like, that's like, I mean, the internet has been around for a while, but still, it's still kind of, I don't know, that was very unusual at that time.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But there are like random fake websites. They'll say like Bo Yoakley nude.
Oh,
right, you look up like Bo Yoakley
I have
nude
already.
See, and then it's like subscribe to see his nudes. I'm like, wait, what a second? How much? And then my wife's like, look at this. You're saying. I'm like, it's not real. And like when I would see the photos, it's like me shirtless in some of these movies I've done. I'm like, these are not. I guess technically nude. It's more nude,
like topless. And
it's saying nudes,
but
like implying it's like a sex video or something.
Right.
I'm like, you got to pay a lot more to see my sex videos than $5.99 what you're asking, whatever it is.
Would you do gay porn for a certain amount of money?
Would I do gay porn for a certain amount of money?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Your wife's right here behind the camera.
Yeah, I would if I were gay and not in this body. Yeah, I would. But if I'm not in this body and I'm straight, so no.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But would you? No. I mean, OnlyFans. Let's say OnlyFans.
No, I would do like my feet.
Yeah,
because there's like a big market for
huge.
that.
I saw this video of this literally like I wonder what the website's called. I don't know, some foot fetish thing. And this woman was like stirring yogurt with her toes and like and it showed her bank account like each month. And she'd be like peeling a banana with her feet and then like stirring yogurt and then like just doing weird stuff throughout the day with their feet. Dude, people eat that up.
Yeah, it's like people are in that fetish. They're really into it.
How do you get into that fetish?
We've talked about this on our show because Katie was like, I will do OnlyFans, but only for my feet.
Sure.
And so we looked into it, and it's supposed to be set up a long time ago. We haven't done it, but there's OnlyFans is probably the biggest one, but there is like a foot finder or foot
finder. That's it. Yeah,
foot finder, which is like the big one.
Yeah.
That's if you're just looking just for feet.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly female feet. I don't think there's a lot of dude feet. I could be wrong.
Your hairy busted knuckle toes on there. I don't think so.
But you never know. Somebody might be into that.
I mean, there absolutely is someone.
No matter what, if you can think of it, somebody's into it.
Yeah. Again, I don't understand the foot thing. I don't know how you get to that level. Not no hate if you are into that thing. I just don't. I don't understand it.
No.
I understand hands more because hands actually have the ability to pleasure someone, but feet. What are you gonna do with that? It's like having two 2x4s, like trying to manipulate.
Yeah,
I'm not into feet. Any traction.
Like I'm not like I don't even pay attention. Like if I was dating you, you didn't have feet, I probably wouldn't even notice.
Okay, well on this trend. Boobs or butt? Go.
Both.
Nah, gotta pick one.
Oh,
boobs. I'm boobs. I'm boobs for sure.
Yeah, probably.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've seen some really smoking booties, but then in the front, it's like, God, I know why God gave her that booty because not much for the front. But then vice versa sometimes. I mean, you got gorgeous girls with big boobs.
I'm really into personality.
Yeah, me too.
Personality is the most important.
Yeah, I'm entertained with like her walk with the Lord. That's what I look for the most. Is like,
I like how bold you are because your wife is literally behind the camera.
My wife, we've been together for 17 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, she has heard everything. She's seen everything. She's like the most understanding.
No, she's
and there's nothing I could say that would shock her. Truly,
is that true?
Nothing. Okay.
Well, good.
Point, this is mild.
This is mild. Okay, good.
That's yeah. No, that's good. This is no big.
Can I have another pillow? I'm trying to build a pillow for it.
You notice Jared has all the pillows, and I have none of the pillows. We have like all the pillows in our house around Jared.
I feel more safe now.
It's a security blanket.
It must be.
I guess.
You came over before when we were talking about a podcast. I thought he was come over to tell me that a movie that I had was actually going to be done. He's like, no, let's do a podcast.
I did that we had.
Not what I was expecting, but.
Yeah, I came over and he's like in his recliner with like a blanket. I was like, hey. I'm like, what are you doing?
I was like, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. Or he's gonna talk about some movies.
So that's why he was covering his lap up. He was ready to go to work on himself.
This is gonna be exciting. And then he's like, "You want to do a podcast?" I'm like, in my mind, I'm like,
to be fair,
but I'm glad you came over.
Yeah, and to be fair, you didn't wank it on the blanket when I told you about the podcast.
No, I was depressed at first, but I'm glad we started one.
So we got to start slow.
I did have a pillow or I had a blanket on me. I guess something I do. I didn't realize it. So
yeah. It is kind of disarming that that's like gotta be a red flag to like.
No, I have a lot of red flags. Yeah,
totally covered up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's comfortable.
I think we should start you an OnlyFans.
Can you give him a pillow?
I don't want to.
Can you give him that heart pillow?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Just see how it feels. No. It needs to be like okay.
What, like this? Am I doing it right?
No, like covered, like you're putting it on your lap.
Okay.
You don't feel more safe? You don't feel
Actually,
more,
I do.
You feel more comfortable though.
It's kind of nice.
You feel comfortable, right?
I can prop my elbow up here a little bit more.
Not safe, but you feel comfortable. I don't know.
I do feel more comfortable. Maybe it's cold outside. That's why.
Well, this might be the worst podcast ever right now that we're doing, or it could be great.
It'd probably be the best.
Probably would be. We did go see Venom.
Yeah.
My headline for it: it's the worst of all the Marvel franchises.
Boy.
And it was so disappointing is it probably has the best actor of any of the actors, maybe outside of Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. Tom Hardy's such a great actor. What a waste of talent for such a garbage franchise. I will say this: Venom 3, whatever, The Last Dance or whatever, entertaining. Like I wasn't bored, but it's just stupid.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
It was, and like you said, underutilized. Probably the GOAT of the acting generation with Tom Hardy. I mean, for me, he can do no wrong. And then you see him in Peaky Blinders, you see him in anything he does, and the level of commitment, the level of believability as an actor, to see it degraded to like just these CGI monsters fighting each other. It's like, it's so underutilized. I get it. It's a comic movie, but I think that there's a disdain now for comic movies because it's been so inundated and it's been so done over. And now you get to see CGI monster versus CGI monster. It loses all its ability to feel grounded and real, which I think most people, when they want to see a good movie, they want to believe this could actually happen to a certain extent. But then after a long time, your taste buds get numb to like seeing certain things on movies. You're like, I've seen this before. I knew how this is going to end before I even watched it.
Right. And I think the Transformers franchise kind of went through that. Like, it could be fun to watch and popcorn. I'm all for going to a popcorn movie. Yeah. I'm all for like going and just having a good time and just escaping for 2.5 to 3 hours. Although I think it's more closer to 2. But then after you saw like the third Transformer movie, it's like, okay, we know what's going to happen. We know all this stuff until they came out with this Transformers 1, which didn't do that great. It was animated. Yeah. It was like a prequel story. And it was like, oh, it's more interesting because it's like, it was new because I didn't know all the different stuff about it. But yeah, I mean, if you want to see Venom, I don't think you're gonna be bored. But when you're done, you're just like,
yeah, very.
And I'm really mad I paid for it.
Very forgettable. And like, the problem comes in, I think sometimes, just inside baseball information here, when you have a director of a film who is also the writer. We talked about this briefly.
Oh yeah.
It becomes a little bit of a vanity project. It tends to, because then you have someone who's writing these words, and then you have a director who ultimately on set is like God and can tell you exactly what to do. You lose all ability as an actor to have any real flexibility, and that's what it felt like. It felt like, I can imagine for Tom Hardy being the level he is, having to play in a world that was created by such a big machine like Sony, which owns the rights to Venom, and now you have a writer director who's going to make sure that everything's exactly the way I want it. That is very restrictive for someone of that caliber. And I really honestly felt bad for him through seeing the movie. It just was atrocious.
And I guess he announced that there's going to be, no, he didn't announce. Tom Holland said there's going to be 4, another Tom, but Spider-Man 4, but I don't think there'll be any more Venoms. Who knows?
I don't know.
It was number 1. It's number 1 at the box office.
But there's not a lot. There's not a lot to compete with.
And when you see it, when a Marvel movie comes out in like late October, they're not expecting it to do great.
Not like spring.
No, like spring and summer. Then you're like,
summer.
Okay,
yeah.
Or maybe a Christmas, but that would be some huge. I don't think they've ever done that. I don't think. But if you do Rotten Tomatoes, it's the lowest rated outside of some one that came out that was like a one-off, like Eternals. Like no one knew what it was.
What about Madam Web?
Madam Web was below that, but that's also 2 that like was they even released in theaters? Madam Web?
I don't know.
But it was very, very lowly rated. But yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's a missed opportunity when you have such a good actor. But at the same time, I try to divorce the two. Where it's like, are you going to be entertained? Yeah, you will. Are you going to rush out to go see it? Unless you're a huge Venom fan, no.
But the problem for me is like there's so many different plot holes. There's so many different points that didn't make any sense. Like why? It's like, let's just see how many cool things we can put on camera. Like you had it felt like you had 10 fifth graders and they're like, and then this, and then this, like,
what if?
Yeah, none of this was necessary. None of this made any sense. Cool, like we had like a symbiote horse. Awesome. Mm-hmm. But again, it meant nothing to the plot. And then the whole plot went out the window. If you haven't seen the movie, do yourself a favor, don't. But if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. When this codex is in Venom when he's in full form, and like he dare not change to full form until this codex is going to alert all these other aliens that are hunting him. So he's like, I can't change my full form while I'm being hunted. And then they go to Vegas, and then he just decides, I'm gonna throw it out the window. I'm gonna become full Venom. I'm gonna dance with this woman randomly in some penthouse. Like, and then the alien tracked him and almost killed him, and then ultimately got them caught.
It could destroy the world, so you can dance with some lady in a penthouse suite that you were just down in the pit gambling with. It made no sense.
It was literally, it's like a fifth grader wrote that part.
Well, let me ask you this: with the inside baseball, with being an actor and stuff, have you seen that? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Dale Pollock. He used to run the North Carolina School of the Arts, but he was a producer in Hollywood for years and years and years. He's retired. And he did I think like Queen Latifah and some different movies. He made 10 or 15 movies that did pretty well, but he knows what he's talking about. I think he taught Danny McBride and different things.
Yeah, him and his writing partner went to School of the Arts.
Yeah, Danny McBride.
Yeah.
And so he was saying you were seeing movies become longer and longer. This is not a writer-director, but because there's so much money in some of these big budget things that the studios are scared to say, we need the movie to be an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no discipline. So then it's like then the hubris, which we talked about before with different things, the hubris of one of these big name directors, instead of cutting it to maybe 2 hours where the movie feels it is better paced, there's not so much junk in it. They're like, no, I'm going to do 2.5 or I'm going to do 3.
Yeah.
Because no one will tell these big name directors no.
100%.
Because they're scared that they won't work with them anymore. Is that what happens?
100%. And honestly, it's so sad what's happened with the state of Hollywood. Everyone wants like the guarantee, and so like the guarantee money. And so there's no risks. There's no risk involved in casting. There's no risk. It's like we're going to go to the same people over and over again, the same plot lines over and over again.
Yeah.
This worked. If you notice the summer that actually Guardians came out, every movie poster was the same. It was the same format with the coloring and a lot of things going on from Thor to the Avengers. It's like no one has an original idea because it's too risky to have original ideas, because at that point you could lose money. But what they don't understand is they're going to lose money anyway because nothing they're coming out with is original.
Right.
It's just the same restamped material over and over and over again. Now they can get all these new stars involved with it, which will be good for the first, maybe the second one, i.e. Venom. The first and second one were great, but now it's all watered down. You have this, like I said, the hubris of a writer director. Like, look, get the best director. She was a great writer because she wrote the first 2, and she wrote like 50 Shades of Grey. She's wrote great stuff, but this first time she directed.
Yeah,
you don't give a third installment of a movie like Venom to a first time director because she may have written it. That's too much of a safe move. Take a risk and get someone who actually have a creative vision that'd be original that people want to see.
So she hadn't earned her right at that point to direct a big budget
clearly,
because she's never directed before.
Clearly, she did. I mean, it came off because ultimately the buck stops with the director on the set. It's their fault or it's their vision when it goes off good.
Well, I know you're not a big sports person, but it's for the rest of people who are actually men.
Yeah.
And some women.
Yeah.
Is that it might, the analogy could be like LeBron James' son was not good enough to be drafted in the NBA.
I know about that story. Yeah.
And was not good enough to be drafted by the NBA. His dad forced it, and then they told people, not only we want him on the Lakers, but we're going to tell teams that if you try to draft him before we get him, like the second to last pick is where they were in the draft, that he will not play for you. Like he'll refuse to play for you, although they didn't want him anyway. But anyway, so they did a power move, nepotism. And sports is one thing about sports is such a meritocracy, because if you're not good, you're not good. If you want to win, you want to win. But they're, and so then LeBron's son gets drafted and he's not good enough, and so he's really humiliating. He hasn't earned the right to be on the team
for sure.
And so now he's gonna be down in like the G League and stuff, and it's just like it's kind of counterproductive. Now your son's like embarrassed,
right?
No, but he didn't earn it. He didn't earn it,
and that is a little different than even Hollywood, because everyone knows the nepotism in Hollywood is off the charts. But Hollywood and movies and shows, you can kind of hide that. You can kind of hide that with creative editing, with creative writing, with the director working with you to bring out a certain moment of crying, of intensity, whatever. So you can really hide that a lot better than you can in sports. Sports is like you're on the court and you miss threes, you're done.
Right.
But this is like if you have a great manager, great agent, they get you in with great studios, they give you a contract deal, and then they're going to, slide you in this role, and the directors are working with you because daddy is a VP of Warner Brothers, whatever. You can really, really make it pretty far in Hollywood if you do have that level of connection.
Yeah, my mind was thinking about this with movies. I saw Smile 2 recently, and then you haven't seen either one. And if you haven't seen them, I would definitely recommend seeing Smile, the first one. And Smile 2 was good. The lead actress, I forget her name. She played Jasmine in the remake of Aladdin.
Yeah.
She was great. Like, she spent most of the movie either terrified or crying. And you've done a horror movie before, but it's like the amount of emotion she had to take, and then her constantly looking startled. I'm like, how does she keep doing that? And it's believable. And she did. Yeah. She pulled it off. But the importance of like music, like especially in a horror movie, I just noticed, if you haven't seen Smile 2, they did a great job. Like, you start hearing this music, you're like, uh-oh, here we go. And I try to imagine if that wasn't there, it would not be as interesting. It would not be as powerful.
Oh, yeah. The music, you get real pillows. You decide to
get more comfortable.
We're getting more comfortable.
Before you know, I have no pillows.
Music, dude, music and lighting. Oh my God. It will make or break, like perfect lighting like we have here. It will make or break a scene. And honestly,
that's any movie, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like Forrest Gump has great music.
For
motion
sure.
And
and you can feel that so much more. I mean, it's really that important. It's drastically important compared to some movies you see that have a great budget, but they have a terrible composer, versus Interstellar, who has Hans Zimmer, from Chris Nolan as the elite.
Should we do our Mount Rushmore of composers? Just kidding.
He probably doesn't know any, so no.
Hans Zimmer.
Okay.
The guy who did Beetlejuice. What's his name?
You know that guy.
You know.
Danny
Elfman.
Danny Elfman. Okay.
All right, Danny Elfman.
Okay.
Hans Zimmer and John Williams is the GOAT.
John Williams? Yeah, there's John Williams.
No, John Williams is the GOAT.
He's amazing.
Forget it.
He's amazing.
You can't have Jaws, Harry Potter.
Have you seen my man's resume for who did
Home Alone,
Interstellar? Have you seen Hans Zimmer's resume?
No, I haven't.
Okay, go do some research and then come back.
I was in the Mount Rushmore, but Danny Elfman, John Williams is the GOAT. John Williams is the GOAT.
No, he's not.
Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's
Harry Potter.
He's probably number 2. I think Hans Zimmer's.
Have you ever heard him interviewed before? Probably not.
No.
Why would people interview him? He might be one of the smartest people on earth, John Williams. Like when he's talking, I don't even know what he's saying.
Have you ever heard Chris Nolan be interviewed as a director? That's the smartest dude I've ever heard talking. Like, how do you write those movies?
Yeah.
I can't even, you have to watch them 2 or 3 times to even understand what's going on.
What else has Hans Zimmer done? Was he in Die Hard? Is he the guy that dies in Die Hard? Hans Zimmer?
Oh, that's funny. No, Hans Zimmer, Gladiator. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I see why now.
Mission Impossible.
I see. He's big. He's got a hard on for a Gladiator.
That's why all of Chris Nolan's movies are Hans Zimmer, except like one.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
I said he's on the Mount Rushmore. He's not the GOAT. The longevity too of John Williams from like the 70s.
I told you. I think, but
Home Alone is to me has the best soundtrack ever. I mean, best
soundtrack
score.
It's.
I know people tuning in. They're like, I hope they talk about composers.
Let's readjust. Let's readjust to a new gear.
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? Put my leg down. Oh, he is getting comfortable.
So the Menendez brothers. That's a natural transition.
On a light note.
That's what I love about, like, because my background and it's radio.
Wait.
What?
Check on my shirt. Unleash your inner superhero. I was because we're talking about Venom. All right, this is another Board Rebel original.
I love
Unleash
that.
Your Inner Superhero. Again, they make awesome shirts because it goes on. The writing goes right down the center, so it covers up with dress shirts, whatever. Perfect for undershirts. They're amazing quality. Check them out, boardrebel.com. Use a promo code RUNOT. Get 10% off your orders. They're amazing. Check them out.
And you can wear it just as a shirt too, which is cool.
I do all the time.
I'm getting my first one this week. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we had to sew 3 of those together to get Jared one.
He stole my joke. I did say 2, so you added 3. That's good.
I did. It's the original
3.
joke.
I like that.
Okay.
And so it takes a while. Yeah. And the writing's down.
They had to order special fabric from China.
Yeah,
like,
it becomes a whole thing.
They're like, well, let's just take this sailboat sail and let's just fold this into a Board Rebel shirt and put some writing. So that's what they
and it's great because I can use it as a parachute at some other point.
It's canvas. You're sure.
So I'm looking forward to it because I never buy stuff for myself, so I'm excited about it.
They're the best. I think you'd be surprised how amazing they are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no model like Bo.
You technically could be if we started OnlyFans.
Yeah,
it could be something related to a bear.
Yeah,
like Hungry Bear.
That's fine.
Right, looking for some honey.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There you go.
And then just post a few.
Well, it's disappointing. Like the Catch Me Outside girl. She made like $50 million in 1 year. Seriously, $50 million.
Did she do OnlyFans that one?
On OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She never has to work again in her entire life, and she's an idiot.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm a big believer in legacy. And so because of that, you got to think, what's your grandchildren going to say about you? Even if you're driving a Ferrari or Lamborghini, what's your family going to have to say?
Like, thank you for all the money.
No, they're going to be thinking like,
I know.
Mom had to spread her butt cheeks in order for me to drive this Jetta.
I mean,
it's like, I don't know if it's really
but can you
worth
imagine?
that.
No, I'm not saying it's worth it.
Well, that's what I'm just
saying. It's just like these people we're all in the grind, and it's like $50 million in 1 year. It shows a lot of pervs out there too. They're like,
dude,
she's 18.
Subscribe.
Yeah, it's just like and then she's a rapper. She's Bad Baby is her thing. I'm teaching you a lot tonight.
Like about music,
but she can. She's actually can rap. She's actually a talented rapper. And Dr. Phil gave her start because she was such a brat.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember that years ago.
Yeah. Nice. So the Menendez brothers, natural transition. Bridge. The Menendez brothers, the DA in Los Angeles, and we predicted this.
We did. In fact, some say we're the reason it's happening.
Right. The DA was like, "Who are they now?" And then they watched our podcast. Like, "Hey, it's a great idea.
Hey, we should do that."
Yeah. And then Kim Kardashian got on board and
riding our coattails again.
Right. Talking about something of the sex tape, but and he held a press conference and he is recommending time served. He's not saying they're innocent. They're not going to be expunged the record.
How long have they been in again?
They've been in 36 years.
God.
Yeah, and it took actually 6 years for them to be fully convicted. And so it's such an interesting thing in Los Angeles, or I'm sorry, in California. They said that they're going to recommend murder 1 charges, which I thought was what they already had, but not. And he said that that'd be 50 years, right?
Okay,
50 years. So people are like, how they get out early? He said, but because there is before their age of 25, before they turn 25 in California, it was supposed to be a lesser sentence. Don't understand. Like you could be 18 to 25, you murder somebody, you get less time than if you're 25 plus, or at least when they were convicted.
So now if I murder someone, I get a lot harsher sentence than when I was 25.
Or you got to do it in California. Well, yeah, you're plus 25, you're screwed.
Man.
And so he's going to recommend time served. Now, a judge has to sign off on it, but we talked to an official attorney of our show on our radio show, Jared and Katie in the morning. Her name's Lisa Lanier. She's great. And she said, typically, because the prosecutor works for the DA's office, that the judges, they're the prosecuting person for the case. They kind of listen to them, the judges. They kind of almost like a rubber stamp, like, yeah, you're the one saying this. Okay, we're going to go with it. So we're thinking the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, the Menendez brothers could be walking free.
They have this tidal wave of support right now. Tidal wave.
Yeah.
If it's ever going to happen, it's going to happen right now. But they did get screwed because the OJ thing happened, like right at the same time they did, and the judge was looking to make a message.
Do you know that they're married?
The Menendez brothers?
They got married in prison.
To each other?
Yes.
God,
Ryan Murphy didn't put that part in, which is weird because he was definitely putting something that didn't happen. No, they married 2 different women, right? There's 0 chance that because they're like, we're in prison the rest of our life.
Yeah.
There's 0 chance they're going to stay with these women once they get out.
100%. And speaking for someone who's been divorced like 7 or 8 times,
right?
You would know.
I would know. I definitely wouldn't. I
don't know. It could be love. It could be love, dude.
It is definitely not.
I married Olivia, and we had never met. Like the first 4 years, we just pen palled.
Yeah, I figured.
I just sent her a bunch of photos and pen palled, and
like illustrations of what you might look like.
Illustrations in crayon. And
we're
married now.
But it's kind of messed up though. They're like, we'll marry you, and they write them and call them all the time, and then as soon as they get out, they're like, no. First of all, you're a psycho. You married me while I was in prison.
Also on that, like the fact that they had $14 million available for them, right? No more.
Gone.
That's gone. But people are saying they're going to be very well off because they got book deals lined up. They're going to have agents, managers. Day one, as soon as they get out, they're going to be within probably 12 months, multimillionaires.
Yeah, they can name their price for like any interview or any TV movie or just regular movie or book. Yeah, they're going to be fine.
They're going to be living good.
Yeah. Now, I know you're a big fan of Brianna Chickenfry. You could tell by the lost look in his eyes. He never heard of her until yesterday.
Today.
Oh, it's today. It was today. Yeah.
I was like, Brianna Chickenfry. She's like a chicken franchise or something?
I was like, Brianna. That's what I thought. I was like, Brianna Chickenfry. Like, who is she? Is that like a character in a movie? She's like an influencer. She has tons of followers on TikTok, and it's kind of expanded from there. But she was dating Zach Bryan, the country singer, for a year. And then they broke up. And apparently they broke up. When she posted the video, they had been broken up for 5 or 6 days. And she's upset with him because, one, he posted like an Instagram story that like, hey, we broke up, and didn't give her heads up. like, I'm going to post this to let people know that we're broken up. And 2, come to find out, the day after they broke up, he was on a dating site, that Raya dating site that's for like famous people. It's like a private dating site.
But you're a celebrity.
Your thoughts? Yeah.
You're a celebrity. Why are you on a dating site?
Well, Raya
Go
is
to
for
it.
celebrities.
Okay, look, dude. The hottest girls in the world are at country music concerts.
What is up with
festivals.
that? It's so true.
Dude,
you could live in a town where everyone is ugly, and if they have a concert in that town, it's like they magically
Where
transform.
did these girls come from?
And where they go afterwards? They don't simply exist afterwards.
I guess out of the county. But no, it's literally true. I've gone to a few of my wife. She's a huge country fanatic. Not me so much.
Me either.
But yeah. But every time I'm there, I'm like, what is happening? It's like OnlyFans has no one online right now because they're all here at this concert.
Right.
All the OnlyFans models are at this concert.
Right.
And again, he doesn't. Why would you want to be on a dating website? That makes no sense to me.
Right.
It feels like it could not be any easier. But let's make it easier. Let's go to an online profile.
I think Raya is for like celebrities, so maybe he wants to meet another celebrity.
Do you have one?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think you have to pay for it, and then so I wouldn't do that.
Well, Count Jared out. You got to pay for it.
But also, I think you have to be like a real celebrity. Like I think like Sharon Stone was on. I think she was also on like Bumble people or Tinder, and they thought it was a joke. But
I think that's the last place I would go if I was a celebrity looking for love. I would go to some podunk town that maybe has never heard of me and get someone who's like down to earth and a real person. Not other celebrities.
Right.
They're like the most toxic people most of the time. It's like they've been through 4 divorces. They have, God knows how many problems.
And they're always traveling, and it'd be tough.
It feels like that's just asking for trouble.
It's a lot of problems. But what do you think though? I mean, do you think she has a right to be upset? I mean, you can be upset. Anyone can be upset. It's sad. She's very devastated about the breakup.
I'm upset you asked me that question.
Okay. So you don't care?
No, I do care. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think
Which part?
I think if you break up with someone, I don't need to give you a heads up on posts on social media. Why is this something new?
Right.
People have been doing this since the beginning of social media. Breaking up, what do they do the first thing? They go on their Facebook profile and say, single, or it's complicated. Right. I wonder if they got approval from their ex-partner.
No.
Of course not.
No.
That is just clamoring for clout. She's trying to look like a victim. I get it. I saw this like teary video of her on the Daily Mail talking about.
She's been crying for 5 days straight. Yeah.
And look, I get
breakups suck.
Breakups suck, but we break up with a very rich celebrity. It's got to be a lot worse because now you're thinking like, I got to get a real job, which got to be suck. She's like, OnlyFans, here I come. She probably has a future.
I mean, she makes a lot of money from being like an influencer, believe it or not.
Sure, I believe it, man.
Well, the funny thing is, she posts everything that she does, but then she's mad that he posted 5 days later that they broke up.
When all the while she probably could have and may have, post the same thing. And single now, she wouldn't have been upset. No. But because he did it, probably because he stole her thunder, and she probably like, let's talk about how we're going to tell the public. He's like, no, forget that.
She did allude to something like throwing shade, like maybe some cheating, because she was like, all the stuff I put up with, imagine putting up with all this stuff, and then you're just discarded like you don't exist. I will say this, I think maybe maybe not you guys because you've been together forever, but situation like now, it's like you do break with somebody and then they're on a dating site the next day. It does make you feel like, does that mean I mean anything?
No, Jared.
That's too quick.
You don't mean anything.
You need to wait at least 2 days.
You don't. He waited 5.
No, he's on a dating site the next day.
Well, maybe he's already out there.
And I don't understand why these super famous people, or even like a Zach Bryan, or even people that are bigger, why are they even in relationships? Unless they want to get married. Then I don't get that unless they're religious. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's put the state let's put the state involved into our relationship. I agree.
For the most part, none of them have any interest in being faithful. It's almost impossible.
It's obviously look at the divorce rate.
Right.
I mean, they're literally driving the divorce rate higher just being like the celebrities. I mean,
I
agree. I think it's one of those things like it's traditions. Like, let's do this. Here's my commitment to you. Sign this prenup though.
Right.
Because I don't take care of you after I divorce you next month. But it just feels again like a little cheap, little like you don't need to do that. You don't need to put the state involved in it. Just go live your life.
And then or have an agreement that you can do whatever you want.
Well, I think a lot of them do.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them have that agreement.
That's what pillow.
Oh, the pillows are coming off.
Must be getting towards the end.
Just wait till the pants come off. No, it is. It's like, I don't think it's necessary. Keep the state out of it. I mean,
well, we sound cold-hearted, but it's just I don't know. I do want to thank
a little bit
one of our sponsors, actually our very first sponsor, and she gave me some crap because fairly so because I did not use her married name.
Well, you should have told her that she shouldn't have been married in the first place. Keep the state
out.
What
are you doing? Melissa Cullen Britt. I said Melissa Cullen last time. I apologize, but she's a realtor, Remax Revolution. She's great. 336-324-9093. That's 336-324-9093. And it's melissa-britt.remax.com.
Simple.
Easy. She's like, just use my phone number. No, but she's really great. So use her if you want. And of course, Board Rebel. They're great.
Board Rebel. Check them out. Promo code Are You Not? 10% off all your orders. Tell them that we sent you.
And until next time.
Peace.